Liam and I were married for 8 years. From the outside, we looked like the perfect couple. A modest but cozy home, steady jobs, a quiet, predictable life. Friends would often tell me how lucky I was. Liam was reliable, kind, the quintessential good guy. But underneath the surface, something was missing. Our marriage wasn't unhappy, not an explosive, dramatic way people might imagine. There were no fights, no betrayals, no big secrets. Just silence. The spark that once brought us together had faded. Conversations were reduced to logistics. Affection felt forced. Intimacy was something we checked off like a task. I told myself it was normal. All long-term relationships go through lulls. But the quiet ache of dissatisfaction never really left. One rainy Friday afternoon, I got home early. My sister CLA called, launching into yet another story about her boyfriend Greg, his flaws, his laziness, how she wasn't sure he was the one. She asked me, half joking, "How did you know Liam was right for you?" The question caught me off guard. I paused too long. CLA laughed nervously. "Come on, don't tell me you have regrets too." I don't know what came over me. Maybe it was the pressure building up, or maybe I just needed to say the words out loud. Sometimes, I admit it quietly. Sometimes I think I do. She went silent on the other end. I kept talking. It's not that Liam's a bad husband. He's not. He's good. He's always been good. But I don't know if he's my person. I think maybe I settled because it felt safe, because it made sense. But now, I look at my life and it's fine. Just fine. Stable. But is that enough? Is fine what I want for the rest of my life? I don't feel alive anymore. CLA sighed. That's heavy. Emma, have you talked to Liam about any of this? I can't, I said quickly. How do you tell someone you might not marry them again if given the choice? It would crush him. A soft creak behind me stopped me cold. My stomach dropped. I have to go, I said. Hanging up, I turned around, heart racing. The hallway was empty. I told myself it was just the house settling, but something felt off. That night, Liam barely spoke to me. He wouldn't look at me. Didn't sit next to me like he usually did. I figured maybe he'd had a bad day, but it didn't stop. Over the next few days, he grew colder, distant. He left early, came home late, barely acknowledged me. Every time I asked if he was okay, he just muttered, "I'm fine," but I knew something had shifted. A week later, I came home to find him at the kitchen table. A stack of papers sat in front of him. His expression was calm, but his eyes were stormy. "Liam?" I asked, my voice unsteady. "What's going on?" He slid the papers toward me. My hands shook as I picked them up. Divorce papers. "You're divorcing me?" I whispered. "I heard you, Emma," he said softly. "Last week, on the phone with CLA. I wasn't supposed to be home that early, but I heard everything." I couldn't breathe. "Liam, I mean..." "You did," he said, voice trembling. "You think you settled. You think I'm holding you back. You don't love me, not the way I love you. Maybe not at all." Tears blurred my vision. "Please don't do this." I was just venting. I was overwhelmed. "I didn't mean it like that." He shook his head. "You meant it. You just didn't think I'd hear it. And I can't stay married to someone who settled for me. I deserve more. And so do you." I begged him to reconsider. Suggested therapy. Anything. But he was firm. "I'm done, Emma. I need to go find someone who chooses me without hesitation. And you need to figure out what you really want." The next morning, he was gone. No note. No explanation. He didn't return my messages. When I went to his office, they told me he'd taken a leave of absence. The divorce went through without contest. He never reached out again. It was like he'd vanished. Years have passed, but that moment still haunts me. I thought I was just venting. I thought words couldn't hurt if they weren't meant to, but they did. They hurt the one person who truly loved me, and they ended a marriage that might have been saved if I'd been braver or quieter or just a little more certain. Sometimes, in the middle of the night, I still wonder where he is, if he's happy. If someone loves him now, fully, the way he always deserved to be loved, And sometimes I wonder if losing him was the biggest mistake I've ever made.